guys, I am back with the third video of the video series on class 6 science, motion and measurement of distances. And in today's video, our agenda is to look at questions and questions and questions. So we are going to look at some very important, very conceptual, very interesting questions on this lesson. Let's get started.
Question number 1. Give 2 examples each of modes of transport used on land, water and air. So when you talk about transport on land, it could be anything like a car, bus, bicycle, bike, scooter, scooty. They are all means of transport on land. When you talk about water, it could be boat, ship. They are all used on water. You talk about air, it could be aeroplane, helicopter. They are used to cover distance in air. Question number 2. Fill in the blanks. 1 meter is dash centimeter. Now in this case, as you remember, as I had told you before also, that you need to remember that is milli, centi, deci, meter, deca, hecto, kilo. So this is what you need to remember. So it is asked 1 meter is how many centimeters. So meter is here, meter to centimeter. So we are going from bottom to top. So bottom to top would mean multiply. Multiply by what? Multiply by 1, 2 steps. So 2 zeros. So multiply by 100. So 1 meter would be equal to 100 centimeter. Question number 2. 5 kilometer is dash meter. So 5 kilometer. So 1 kilometer is how many meters? So again we are going to from bottom to top. So we will multiply. Multiply by what? So there are 1, 2, 3 steps. So this will have 3 zeros. So basically 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. So 5 kilometer would be equal to 5 into 1000 meters. So this would be 5 into 1000, which is equal. So this would be 5000 meters. Motion of a child on a swing is dash. So when you look at the swing, what kind of motion is it? So you just give a small push from behind and then it keeps moving like this. So this is an example of periodic motion because it repeats itself in periodic intervals of time. Motion of the needle of a sewing machine is. What kind of motion is this? How does it move? It moves like this, up and down, up and down, up and down. So that is how the needle moves in a sewing machine. So this is again periodic motion because the motion up and down is getting repeated over periodic intervals of time. Motion of wheel of a bicycle is. Now how the wheel of the bicycle moves like this. So it is moving in a circular path. So this is what type of motion? This is circular motion. Question number 3. Why can a pace or a footstep not be used as a standard unit of length? Now the answer is very simple. Now anything that we want to be used as a standard unit has to be uniform in size. It has to be of the same size everywhere for everyone. But when you think of a footstep would be different for different people. So a particular person's footstep might be bigger than another person. So the distance measured by different individuals' footsteps would be different. Maybe somebody's footsteps are more, somebody's footsteps are less. So they do not have a standard length. Similarly, the size of the foot also varies from person to person. So they do not have any uniform size, so they cannot be used as a standard unit of length. Question number 4. Arrange the following lengths in their increasing magnitude. So increasing magnitude would mean small to big. So which is the smallest unit out of these? Millimeter. So millimeter would be the first one. Next smallest one is centimeter. Next is meter. And the last one is kilometer. Question number 5. The height of a person is 1.65 meters. Express it into centimeter and millimeter. So we have to convert meter to centimeter and then meter to millimeter. So let us write the table: milli, centi, deci, meter, deca, hecto, kilo. So we have to convert from meter to centimeter and again from meter to millimeter. So these are the two conversions that we have to do. So in both the cases we have to convert from bottom to top. So we need to multiply, and here this is 2 steps, 1, 2. So we have to multiply by 100. Here it is 3 steps. So we have to multiply by 1000. So we can say that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. Therefore, 1.65 meter will be equal to 1.65 into 100 centimeter, which would be equal to 165 centimeter. The distance between Radha's home and her school is 3250 meters. So this distance is equal to 3250 meters. Express this distance in kilometers. So again, let's remember the same table: milli, centi, deci, meter, deca, hecto, kilo. So we have to convert meter to kilometer. So basically we have to convert meter to kilometer. So we are coming from top to bottom. So we are going to divide. Divide by what? 1, 2, 3 steps. So we will divide by 1000. So therefore we can say that 1 meter is equal to 1 by 1000 kilometer. Therefore 3250 meter would be equal to 3250 divided by 1000 kilometer. So this would be equal to 3.25 kilometers. Question number 7. While measuring the length of a knitting needle, the reading of the scale at one end is 3 cm and at the other end is 33.1 cm. What is the length of the needle? So let us say this is a knitting needle. Now when you try to measure it using a scale, how do you measure it? So it says that on one end the reading of the needle is 3. So you have started measuring it from the 3 mark. So at one end it might be 3 and on the other end it is 33.1 centimeter. So let's say this is the start reading, this is the starting reading, and let's say this is the final reading. Okay, so if we want to measure the length of this, what would be the length of this? The final reading minus the starting reading, because the final reading would be the total distance from here and the starting reading would be the total distance from here. And what is the length of the needle? Length of the needle is this total distance minus this total distance. So then you are left with the length of the needle. So basically the length of the needle would be equal to the final reading minus the starting reading. So the final reading in this case is 33.1 centimeter minus 3 centimeter. So this is equal to 30.1 centimeter. So 30.1 centimeter is the length of the knitting needle. So I hope you understood it. So since this is the final reading would mean the reading from point 0. Again, initial reading would mean this much reading. So when you want to measure the length of the needle, so this entire reading minus this much reading. Question number 8. Write the similarities and differences between the motion of a bicycle and a ceiling fan that has been switched on. So when you talk about the similarities, so let's first note down the similarities. So what are the similarities, do you think? So if you look at the motion of a fan, it moves in a circular path. The blades of the fan move in a circular path. Similarly, the wheels of the bicycle moves in a circular path. So one similarity is this that in a bicycle the wheels move in circular motion. Similarly, the blades of the fan exhibit circular motion. So that's one similarity. Now when we talk about the difference, so the difference is that in case of a bicycle, overall the bicycle has a linear motion, even though the wheels are exhibiting a circular motion. So both the wheels are exhibiting circular motion, but the bicycle as a whole is moving on a straight path. So the bicycle as a whole has a linear motion. But when you talk about a fan, the blades of the fan moves in a circular path, but the fan as a whole do not have any circular motion. So there is no circular motion involved with the fan. Question number 9. Why could you not use an elastic measuring tape to measure distance? what would be some of the problems you would meet in telling someone about a distance you measured with an elastic tape? Now, when you talk about elastic tape, the name itself says it is elastic in nature, so you can actually stretch it. Now, when you stretch it, its length changes. Correct? So when you are using such a tape which is like flexible and when stretched its length varies, so obviously the distance that you are measuring with that tape is also going to be incorrect, because maybe you stretched it more and measured the distance. So basically you are measuring an incorrect distance. So therefore when this type of tape is stretched, their length would change, and therefore the distance which you would measure would also change. So this will not have any uniformity, and because of that it cannot be used to measure distances. Question number 10. Give two examples of periodic motion. So periodic motion is something which repeats itself in periodic intervals of time. So one good example would be the pendulum of the clock, which keeps moving in periodic interval. Another example could be the swing in the children's play area. So the swing is another good example of periodic motion.
I hope you found this video useful. In fact, I hope that you found this entire video series on motion and measurement of distances useful. I will see you all very soon with a new video with a new topic. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.